Hey! It's me reporting live from the unfinished mountaintop. I have some exciting news for y'all. I was just up here to get a better idea of where the river goes from here and how thick it is and whatnot. Think about how to develop that further when I saw something really exciting. Look at that! I found the lost sniffer! He was chilling on this little mountain there. What's up? What are you doing there, buddy? Did you get stuck? Sniffy, that's exactly what happens when you run away from home. You deserve this fate. But I think you've been here for quite a while. That's been enough punishment. I will grab a lead and actually bring you home, okay? You've been here for long enough. Alright, Sniffy, let's bring you back to your brothers over there. Are you ready? Does this work? Can you just make it over if I pull you from here? Yes, you can, good boy. Come here. You're going the wrong way, buddy. You're getting more stuck again. Come here. Stop sniffing. Sniff once you're home. No sniffing until we're back, okay? Also, while we're at it, I put down some fences and tied the other two down. They all kept running away. I think I'll have to eventually figure out something better here. Maybe I'll just put a fence around the whole thing. I wanted to be fancy about it and have it look like they're free-range sniffers, but I guess because they're so thick, they just always manage to walk out. I've done this in the past for different mobs, but I guess sniffers are special. But hey, fixing the sniffer farm sounds like a job for another day to me. Today, we have different plans, for which we have to return into the mountain. Hello, beautiful new cave, what's up? So I've textured this back wall now. I just left the transition from this material to the other material the same way it was last episode. I'm uncreative, I can't think of a better way. It looks fine like this. I might change it eventually, but for now, whatever, it's fine. It's also textured through here now, but still stops abruptly in the back. In some netherrack back there. Eventually this will go through the whole mountain. I also took care of the whole underwater terrain here. I placed some frog lights down below because I didn't like that looking from the top you couldn't see anything down below with the shader. It was too dark underwater, so there's a little bit of light now. Apropos light, it's fading, I gotta sleep! And I've also finished this tunnel now. This is all textured and fancy now as well, and all lit up with the glowberries. It's a proper cave tunnel now. I've also tamed the mine a little bit. We have a piece of string saving us now from the mine overtaking the world. I think this is eventually gonna blend in a little bit better when I place trees and whatnot in front, but that's a project to do when I actually build anything over here. For now, it doesn't really have to look fancy, and there's nothing for it to blend into as long as there's, well, nothing here, so... The entrance, unfinished. For now. But the rest of the cave, fancy now. But that means this cave is pretty much done. So the only thing left to do for the view from here to actually be fully finished is build a proper entrance back here. So, let me get my redstone on and let's build a fancy vault door back here, shall we? And by get my redstone on, I mean I googled a tutorial that I'm following. I think I deserve some credit because I actually did try to design my own door. But turns out, 3x3 piston doors are pretty freaking difficult and my brain started hurting. So, tutorial following it is. At least I've reached a level of redstone understanding where I can look at the finished circuit and actually understand what each of the blocks does. Just, I'm far away from the stage where I actually could come up with anything anywhere near as cool by myself. I'll get there one day though. I'll tell ya, one day, I'll be the world's greatest redstoner. Anyway, yeah, time to get rid of this ugly scaffolding and replace it with fanciness. Alright. Are you all ready to see the coolest, most awesome door you have ever seen? Or, well, at the very least, it's the most intricate, actually functional door that I've built so far. There it is. As planned, when you enter the cave, you don't necessarily see it. It's pretty subtle from here. But then... What's this? There's something actually strange here. That doesn't look like it's a natural part of the cavern. And we have this kinda hidden button. Wowee! Of course, it's pretty ugly behind the door, but the door itself is pretty cool, huh? Pretty neat. We have this fancy vault door here now. It can close from the other side as well. And guess what? It can open from this side too. Impressive, isn't it? I followed a tutorial by Kwipla. If I don't forget, you'll find the link to the video tutorial I followed in the description. And then I just added my usual 3 droppers and 1 hopper toggle so I can use buttons, because levers suck. Lever? I hardly know her. Which I guess would be another reason to leave her if I don't know her, huh? Anyway, buttons are cooler. So I guess the only thing left to do now is actually make this hallway here fancy, and then we'd get an actual cool view from here even while it's open. Then we'd have a very neat effect when we come through the cave and open this door, and then there's a white hallway behind it. But as I said before, as the way going up, I don't want to just put a bubble column. That would probably actually be the quickest, most efficient way to get up and down, but it also looks lame. So I'd rather build a proper elevator. So we're gonna assemble our first flying machine in this world. I've also decided where I want the door to go now. It will go there. So I'll have to move this vent a little bit. But one thing at a time. For now, we're building a flying machine. Let me go grab some materials for it real quick. My redstone box is in a real sorry state. I have to refill this sometime soon, because I don't even have repeaters or comparators in here anymore. Well, there's a lot of redstone component crafting in my future. Anyway, for now we just need 2 pistons that we make slimy, and then we'll need, I think, just 2 observers. That should be everything. It's pretty easy actually, surprisingly. I have some furnaces, we'll need those, because those will stop the thing. So this is gonna be where we enter. Then I think this is the height where we built the thing. Annoying that we have water here, let's get rid of that. No water allowed. Alright, so let's put 1 redstone trail here so we can turn it on and off in a second to show it off. And we just need 1 observer facing down, going into an upward facing piston. So that we connect some honey. Observer looking this way. Going into downward facing piston. Hey, I got an achievement for that. I touched honey for the first time. Place a furnace so it gets stopped down there. I didn't bring enough slime blocks. I need 1 more slime. There we go. And this is, in theory, it. When this observer sees change, it sends the thing going upward, and when this one sees change, it sends it back down. So let's place a furnace real quick. Up where we want it to go. So if I put a furnace here. Actually, are we gonna touch the wall? We're gonna touch the wall! It should work like this. Let me just try if it works, but then I have to actually change the placement. Oops. Guess we have to move the elevator a little bit, because I think this is gonna touch the wall. But let me just show off my masterpiece that I've built on camera with my redstone prowess. Let me just put a furnace right here so you can see it. Now, in theory, I broke my slime block. Once I press this, it goes up. It bounces me around awkwardly right now because there's no floor on it, but it works. And hold up, when this sees a thing, it goes back down. Exciting, isn't it? The only scary thing about this is it would keep going indefinitely until it touches a block that it can't move, or until it carries too many blocks along on its honey and slime blocks. So we actually don't have that much space, which means I do have to move it further this way so it doesn't carry the mountain along with it. So guess what? I built it in the wrong place, but that's an easy fix. this is the machine. Now I just gotta make everything look fancy. So I'll build the hallway here and figure out a design for the elevator to actually look fancy. I think I'll just put slabs as the floor in the elevator. Then I can't reach my button anymore. It pushed me off because I was under the furnace, but it's working. That's the thing, this is my magic creation. I just have to rebuild it in a better spot now. So anyway, I guess I'll report back once it's all looking like something. I have done it! Are you ready to see it? I'm getting deja vu standing in this cave saying that. Anyway, let's check it out. I built the thing. Are you ready for the new and finished effect upon opening this? Ta-da! Alright, so we've got a kinda nasty, grimy, broken hallway leading into the laboratory now. Full of a bunch of open crates and stuff. I guess this was used as a storage room. I assume that some like weird stuff would have been shipped in from here and dragged in. So that's where all the stuff is. For practical reasons, 2 of the crates are an ender chest and a crafting table. Then the elevator is looking fancy now. Oh, also, you know the modern looking lights where it's levers with end rods in between? Basically these are supposed to look like those when they break. Because this is all old and kinda broken down. So we've got some broken lamps here. And all the light actually comes from this little vent here. We need to have the wall from the elevator be fully out of stuff that can't be dragged along with the sticky pistons, so it's a massive wall of frickin' droppers. There's just a buttload of droppers here. Also, as you can see, I have a ton of grey glazed terracotta in my pockets. That's exactly the amount of droppers we have in the wall now. I built this whole thing out of this stuff first, but I didn't like how it looked, so I changed it again. Anyway, we have a proper button now that sends us all the way up. There's a hole in here, which, not the most pretty thing, but that's necessary because this button powers this redstone and the observer is at that level, so, that's my way to send the thing back down, so we need to have a hole there. Anyway, the room where we arrive is done as well. There's some more crates standing around here. And then we have a proper door here now, and guess what? I've built a ton more of the roof and wall in here. I moved the vent. The roof was only done to like here, and now it continues all the way over there. It's not finished on this side yet, but at least this side. And you can see now that at the top I do want to have some, well, I guess it would be metal plates or something as the roof, with just dripstone pointing through it. That doesn't really make sense since that implies that, like, the building would have been here first and then the mountain somehow grew through it. But I don't care, it looks cool. It's a fantasy world, I can do whatever I think looks neat. So, that's how I'll do it, even if it is not really the most logical thing necessarily. But hey, anyway, here's our door now. And also, I have access to the back here, so I can work on my redstone bits if I need to. And here you can see the brilliant redstone system that powers the thing. Above this observer is a piece of redstone that gets powered by the button. This observer then powers the piece of redstone that sends the elevator back down. Oh, and I've also gotten rid of all the torches that littered the ground here. Instead, we have these lamps and the floor now. It's all lit up and coming together. Big lab update today. I haven't closed this wall up yet because we have my barely functional honey farm back here. And I'm probably gonna build a proper honey farm, or, well, at least some farm is gonna go in here. So that's still open and unfinished because some redstone needs to happen there. But there's a different lab upgrade I'd like to do for now, for which we have to head outside real quick. We have this ugly little pond out here that still has my starting day farms around it, and little Rosalind over here in it. And I would like to get rid of this pond so that I can, you know, finish fully polishing up the area out here and have it all look fancy. So we need to relocate Rosalind, but I do want to have a special place for her. Especially since she's such a murderous, interesting specimen who somehow killed all her brethren that were with her in the pond at some point or another. So this thing belongs in captivity. It needs to go to jail, alright? Do you lose your name if I put you in a bucket? I guess we're gonna find out, Rosalind, huh? It's still Rosalind. Nice. It automatically gets named. Sweet. Alright, let's relocate her. I would love to have a fancy aquarium somewhere in the lab. Plus we can even, in the back of an aquarium, hide a little kelp farm. I couldn't decide where to put it, but we have this wall that doesn't have villagers in it, and honestly I don't think I will add more villagers to it, because I don't really need more trading currently. So I think we'll put an aquarium in the center here, with a kelp farm hidden in the back. So I'll get rid of all of this stone. I think we will keep the andesite pillars in front. I think that's gonna look nice. And then here we're gonna have glass with the aquarium behind it, and a system that's gonna harvest some kelp in the background and put it into our storage system over there. So, let me get to that real quick. And then we'd still have space over there if I want to have more villagers. Plus I was thinking that since we have so much space in the center, we can put some like little stalls in the center here with more villagers in them. So it's fine, we don't need this wall. This wall can be Axolotl Wonderland. Ah! Rosalind, isn't that great? You have a proper home now. There won't be any hordes of the undead marching in here at night. You're safe now. And it's a little more space as well than your little tiny ugly puddle that you had outside. No more cold rain either. Isn't that excellent, Rosalind? I'm sure she's excited. Look at her. She's real excited. Here it is. This wall is no longer so bland anymore. It could be that eventually I'll move this depending on what I want to do with the trade hall, but for now I think this is the perfect place for, well, a more pink villager to live. It's also absolutely completely fair that the little axolotl has a buttload more space than all the humans, but they're not humans. Look at them, they have weird noses. Weird alien creatures that somehow survive without any brains in their heads. They refuse to look at me, they know I'm talking bad about them. Anyway, in the back there, you can see it a little bit. Let me go into free cam. There's a kelp farm back here. There's a ton of kelp growing there. I'll show you the... Actually, I think we have to wait here, because I installed this on a timer. It should go off approximately every 10 minutes, but I haven't actually seen it yet myself. So, theoretically, if the timer works as expected, it should go off any minute now. It should have been about like 7 minutes maybe since I built it. There it is! It works! Did y'all see it? Hell yeah, alright, now I can show y'all the redstone. Where is it? I think it's here. Nope, it's here. Yes. Down here we go. Oh, I also have a button. Let me go free cam. I also hit a button up there, so if I ever walk by here and I see, oh, there's a ton of kelp, I can just manually trigger a harvest if I don't want to wait for the timer. But yeah, we have a row of sticky pistons that push the wall forward, and there's just a ton of observers in front of them. I flooded everything. Excellent. Yeah, here, there's just a row of observers. They're all observing the observer in front of them. And whenever a signal comes through from either my timer here or the button, this piston briefly goes up and sends a signal through this guy, but because they are too fast, it needs 2 signals so that the blocks are actually being pulled back again as well. That's why I'm using a sticky piston to send the signal, because then it always triggers it once the block moves up, and then again once the block is being pulled down. And yeah, this is the first time I've built like a double hopper clock. So we have one hopper clock that has 3 stacks, almost 4 stacks of items in it, and then a smaller one with just 2 items that are being sent back and forth. And this guy locks this guy. So theoretically, this should be like 10 minutes and a few seconds. And then the thing gets triggered. Because I wanted this to regularly be automatically harvested. And all the harvested kelp flows up here and gets pushed in the back here. And then flows down and along here. And before I show you what's over there, I have a confession to make. There's a thing I've been hiding from you for a little bit now. Because I'm a little ashamed of it, for it makes a different build I have made in a previous episode a little redundant. But it's time to come clean about this. I built a second moss farm down here. It's the same design that I have for the windmill. But since I'm building the lab out of bone blocks, I didn't want to AFK at the windmill the whole time, so I built a bone farm down here, so that while I'm building with my bone blocks, I can passively farm up more bone blocks. It's off right now, of course. But yeah, our kelp then falls down here, and then gets washed over into our collection system for all the things. Oh! I think some sugarcane just went through. It already has its own chest as well, and it's already been collecting a little bit, mostly because I accidentally harvested it a lot of times while installing the timer. That's another reason I'm triggering the observer with a piston, because that way it's easier to change stuff without setting the whole chain off. But yeah, the next time I want to build with kelp blocks, I don't have to jump into my river and manually harvest some. I should have plenty in here soon enough. And also I don't have to worry anymore about Rosalind being killed outside. And she looks happy about it. Alright, so I guess now there's nothing stopping me anymore from beautifying the area outside a little bit. It is time to say goodbye to these farms scattered around the little puddle here. They've been here since like day 2. They haven't been pretty since day 2. And now I'm finally rectifying that. Okay, so let me grab some terraforming blocks and let's make this place beautiful. Alright, we got some trees, we got some grass now, some more boulders. It's looking much fancier now around the tower. And most importantly, there's no pond there anymore. Excellent. There is still this random guy in a boat with a goat there that I guess I'll have to address him eventually. But that day is not today. But yeah, I've built a couple more trees around here. As you can see, there's still some stumps standing around. I will build more trees, but this is good enough for one episode. It looks much fancier around here now. A little foresty area is coming along. Feels much nicer now walking up to the tower, doesn't it? I think it does. Also, while I was building here, a trader llama just chilled here the whole time. I'm not sure where he came from. I didn't see the actual trader, it's just the llama. I guess somehow the llama got lost. And right below here, we have some llamas on a post, so I guess this llama senses the llamas down there and wants to join them, so we just have a decorative llama standing around here now, I guess. But that's a good thing to keep in mind, because that might be nice to have some decorative llamas purposefully placed in some locations. If we don't want them to be leashed onto anything visibly, We can just underground have a llama on a lead, and then up top have the llama that we actually want standing around. That might be useful for some locations, I don't know. But I believe that is enough for one episode. Let's take a look from down there as well real quick. That should look fancy with the extra trees. Ouch. Yeah, I like it. There'll be a couple more trees in this gap there. It'll look so nice. I like it. I also built a tree there. It's coming along, you guys. I think it's looking quite swell around here. But yeah, I think that's enough for one episode. Let me go sleep in my basement. I hope you've had a good time watching. There's a guy burning behind me. Are you okay, sir? Well, I guess he's at peace. I hope you too are at peace when you're looking at this beautiful forest area behind me there. Wow, isn't it gorgeous? And I hope to see y'all again in the next episode. Bye-bye! Wait, there's a few flowers that I forgot to remove. You nasty puppies, get on out of here. No one wants you around. I don't like them. They look ugly. Unlike this gorgeous view.